Hey everyone, it's Daryl from Houseplant Journal, bringing you clarity on houseplant care. Now today what I wanted to do was just a quick video on this set of Dracaena here, which are sometimes called lucky bamboo. So back in January for Lunar New Year, I went to a Chinese supermarket and they were selling these lovely lucky bamboo stalks, and they were like super lush and everything. So I bought them and put them on this retort stand kind of contraption. You know, I kind of like that crazy scientist look. But unfortunately, very shortly after, like I think it was just about like a week later, a whole bunch of the lower leaves started to yellow. And I mean, this kind of goes to show the principle that when you take a stem cutting, it's sometimes not a good idea to take a stem cutting that has a lot of leaves on it, because when your stem is severed from the root section, which, you know, that's what a cutting is, it's not going to be able to take up water and support that number of leaves. So, I mean, usually the advice is to remove some of the older leaves, or I mean, just take a cutting that maybe only has 2 or 3 leaves on it. So, I mean, whether or not I remove them or they remove themselves, it's typically how you have to do propagation by cuttings. But now it's been a couple months and I have new growth here at the top, and the bottom section does have roots. So what I'm going to do now is just remove all of this dead stuff, but I'm also going to take new cuttings from this top section, and I'm going to try and take them kind of like staggered, so that way when they all root, or when these upper sections take root, then I will be able to plant all 6 stems, because right now I have 3 right now. If I take cuttings of each of these, then I'll double that number to have 6. Yeah, then I can put all 6 of the stems in soil, and then I'll also be able to have kind of like different levels of foliage coverage. Yeah, so let's get to it. So first things first, let's remove these old leaves. Now I wonder if I can just kind of pull them off, or if I need to cut them. Yeah, they pull off pretty easily. Now, a lot of times I get the question like, what am I doing wrong if I see a whole bunch of leaves like this yellowing or browning? And I mean, the thing is, if you think that the plant will stay perfect forever if only you give it proper care, well then, you know, you're going to be really disappointed quite frequently. I always see my plants as just not like decor that needs to be maintained, but rather they are just living things that you're just trying to help them live their lives. And I mean, as we know in regular life, life has ups and downs, life has changes, nothing stays the same forever. You just have to understand our environmental conditions, try our best with care, and then you can let nature take its course. These guys are already looking much better. Okay, now the fun part. Let's decide where we want to cut these stems. And so remember, I said I wanted to do like a staggered look, so that way when I transplant all 6 of the cuttings, then I'll have kind of like foliage at all different levels. Who wants to be the tallest? Okay, let's do it right here. So this guy right here will be the tallest one, because I'll be cutting this one and then I'll go higher on these guys. So you can go now into the water. Yeah, I should probably change this water. There we go. Yeah, so let's change this water here because it's looking really gross. Probably just move this little handle thing here. Okay, so after changing the water, I've decided that I'm going to pot up these guys here who are already rooted, and maybe that will encourage these stems here to grow new leaves faster. Okay, so I have repotted these Dracaena canes, and using my standard repotting procedure. So that's get a tray, get your pot, get landscape fabric, put it at the bottom of the pot to cover the drainage holes. Then layer the bottom with a layer of standard potting soil. That will be fine for this plant. Then position the canes in the middle and fill the soil all around the outsides and gently tamp down the soil. Yeah, and they'll be, generally secure. But I do have an idea as to how I would like to display this for now. One of my old plant stands. I'm actually using it upside down. All right, there. So now I'm hoping that new growth should sprout out of the sides of these canes here, and then yeah, we'll see how it goes. Maybe once I spot the little nub, I'll do a time lapse of it and see how it develops. Now then, this guy, we will wait another couple weeks for these guys to root, but I can reuse the old retort stand display thingy. But it's not as tall as before, so I can probably not use that one. Just go from this side. So hope that was helpful to you. I mean, we'll see how this goes. I mean, I think it's just really important to remember that owning plants and propagating plants is kind of an ongoing experiment, and it doesn't have to be something that always works or works exactly as you want it to. Sometimes the fun is just to see how it goes. And yeah, so I mean, documenting all this stuff is exactly what Houseplant Journal is all about. So I'll probably be updating you on these guys on my Instagram stories. Maybe I'll make a post about it at some point. So if this video gives you some encouragement to try propagating different ways. Now I also hope I don't lose too many of these lower leaves just like I did last time. But we'll see. I'm Daryl from Houseplant Journal. Thanks for watching. Bye. What am I going to do with this thing?